So I'm here at a ballpark on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. It's quiet, empty bleachers. I don't know if I'm ever going to wrap my mind around that. This is crazy, isn't it? I mean, we are here in the middle of this global pandemic, and our lives have literally been turned upside down. I just wanted to just take a moment and say, how are you? How are you doing? I know for me, there's been a lot of different feelings, a lot of different emotions going on during this time. And I kind of feel like we're all thinking we're in some danger, whether it be from the virus or our jobs being lost or our homes, us not being able to pay for our homes and we lose our homes, or whatever the situation might be, or maybe even a loss of someone else, maybe death of a family member who has the virus. We are all in a state of fear. Fear is a real thing. Fear is real. It's a real feeling that we have. Fear is a conscious awareness that we're in danger. Every single one of us is dealing with this pandemic in a different way. Wouldn't you agree that if we were all left to ourselves, we would be a complete mess, like a hot mess, big time? I know for me, if I was left to just my own thoughts and my own feelings, I would literally be a hot mess. When I allow myself to start thinking about all of this and watching the news and listening to social media and flipping through my phone every day, every single night, my mind starts to go and it starts to wander, and I start to think, oh my gosh, this is a horrible thing, and what's going to happen, and what about this, and what about that? I'm my worst enemy, I think, sometimes, because my thoughts start to dictate how I feel. So what are we going to do about it? Are we going to let it take us down a negative path and start continually being fearful about all of this? Think about the things that you think about on a daily basis. Maybe even pre-corona. What were some of the things that consumed your thoughts? For me, it was my job, and I really, really want to do a good job at my job, and I want to have a joyful attitude, and I want to serve my patients, and I want to encourage people that I interact with. So, that would consume my thoughts. Or my daughter, who is in Los Angeles right now, pursuing her dream of acting. The thought of her in Los Angeles all by herself, at college, wandering the streets of LA. And this is pre-corona. Or thinking about my youngest daughter, who's a junior in high school, and, just making sure that she's okay, and that she is to work on time, and that her and her boyfriend are doing okay. And those things would consume my thought. Now, it seems like all I think about is this virus. It's hard not to. There are signs all around that things are different. It tells me that my thought life composes a major part of who I am. Mark Twain has a great quote. "What a wee little part of a person's life are his words. His real life is led in his head and is known to none but himself. All day long, the mill of his brain keeps grinding, and his thoughts, not those of other things, are His history. So that shows you that our thoughts are really dictating how we are. I know so many times I think one thing, but I might say something else. So just because we have a fearful thought does not necessarily mean that we have to think it. We don't have to let it consume us. It tells us that we're in danger, so fear is a natural response. So feel it. Feel it. Go through it. But it doesn't mean you have to stay there. I don't have to allow fear to captivate my thoughts. And neither do you. In 2 Corinthians 10:5, it says, "Demolish arguments and every pretension that set itself up against the knowledge of God, and we take captive every thought to make it obedient to Christ." I love that. Take captive every thought to make it obedient to Christ. So basically, with God's help, we can actually control our thoughts. And in Romans 12:21, it says, "Be transformed by the renewing of your minds." We have to choose to focus on the right things. In Philippians 4:8, it says, "Think on things that are true, noble, right, pure, lovely, admirable." So when you think on those kinds of things, God promises peace. I don't know about you, but I would rather be in a state of peace during all of this craziness that's happening all around me than a state of fear. So if we in fact have the opportunity to choose and control our thoughts, then I choose peace. What do you choose? Which is complete opposite of the news or social media, right? Not often do you hear the positive things that are actually going on in the world right now. Don't go to the news. Don't go to social media. Go to God's Word to fill you, to renew your mind. So for example, when I start feeling bad about myself, I get into this pattern of sleeping in, eating terrible food, refusing to exercise, and I just get into this whirlwind and this pattern of just But when I actually take my thoughts captive, I can say to myself, you know what? I'm actually worthy of being healthy right now. I am worthy of being healthy. I can't allow the enemy of my thoughts dictating my worth. And so I then take my thoughts captive. I'm going to go to sleep at a good time, and I'm actually going to eat healthy. I'm going to get up and I'm going to exercise my body, mind, and soul because I'm worth it. You're worth it. I am preaching this to myself. And get some accountability. I just started Rachel Hollis's Next 90 Challenge, and it has been awesome. It has just been a group of people who are just killing it, just getting up early, drinking water every day, putting good food into our bodies, exercising, having gratitude, and writing down things that we are thankful for every single day. And I encourage you to do the same thing. Change your thinking, renew your mind. With God's help, you got this. We have the strength to overcome. This pandemic is not going to get the best of us. In fact, it's going to make the best of us. In 2 Corinthians 10:5, it says, "Demolish arguments and every pretension that set itself up against the knowledge of God, and we take captive every thought to make it obedient to Christ."